have a lot of work to do to get themselves back into the reckoning here. Not the busiest of outings really so far for Rahad Diazli on debut for this Malaysia side here, but the tall stopper has caught the ball when he's had to, has distributed the ball when he's had to, but hasn't really been troubled by our Laos side, which is trailing for the second time in this tournament. And they trailed to Sergio Aguero. All the halftime talk, bit in the stadium, but largely on social media, was of course based around this guy's name. Yep, you only have to go to social media to find people saying, I thought he retired. Never thought I'd hear Sergio Aguero scores for Malaysia. But of course, this is the young man, 28 years old, born in La Rioja in Argentina, who, of course, has now naturalized and become a Malaysia footballer. So the changes that we expected are being made by Malaysia. First of all, it's going to be Brendan Gan arriving on the scene. We've already seen him in action in this tournament. And Lee Tuck is also another of those naturalized players who's going to be taking his place in this Malaysia side for the second half. All of which adds up to bad news, it has to be said, for Laos, as these are two highly talented players that are arriving on the scene. We saw Lee Tuck, who's now come on for Sharul Nazim, which obviously means there's going to be some kind of a defensive reshuffle here. Arriving on the scene, Lee Tuck played the second half in the game in Yangon against Myanmar and was really tidy, instrumental really in winning the ball that led to an excellent pass from Savaya Rashid that played in Faisal, who scored the only goal of that game. And Lee Tuck's arrival, you can see that he's going to be looking to just push on in an attacking sense and link up, one would imagine, as much as he can with Sergio Aguero. Brendan Gan dropping in defensively. Just looking to see if there's any changes made. None immediately obvious from the Laos side, but remember they made a double substitution with a few minutes to go to half-time, so they're going to try and keep one or two of their players fresh, you would imagine, for the challenges that lie ahead. And if the second half is anything like the first, then there's every chance that they're going to find themselves pressed into doing a lot of defending in this match. Rowley has kept his place in that midfield. He was just nice and tidy. He does what he does here, gets it off the back three, gives it, works it short, but he also found himself in the opposition box a couple of times, as we saw a little clumsy challenge there that wasn't at all appreciated. It was number 20, Ekamai. He just left a foot in there. Sergio Aguero not at all happy about the nature of that. Just looked like maybe even a knee-on-knee challenge, but number 19 did not enjoy himself very much there. Just a couple of words of caution from the referee, but no card shown for Ekamai. There is Sergio Aguero dropping deep, and it looks as if he's just dropped a little bit deeper, and Lee Tuck has pushed on, at least for now anyway, ahead of him. Oh, nicely done. Pass one into the feet of another. Safawi knocks it wide, and really it needed to be a little bit better there from Shami Iswan, who overstruck that, overcooked it a bit, and even though Noor Hakim tried to keep things alive, it wasn't to be. Just needed to be a cross with a lot more purpose. He had two players to aim at in the middle there, in Lee Tuck and Faisal Halim. They both would have welcomed something that they could attack. There is Sergio Aguero again, and just looks as if he's just dropped into a deeper role here, coming in, getting the ball off the back three, settling there. As once again, it's going to be Shami Iswan who's operating down the right-hand side. Lee Tuck looks like he's just pushing in on that Laos defence from a deep line position. There he goes again, just the top left of your screen there. Just keep an eye on how they shape up here. Faisal Halim obviously on the left-hand side there. Noor Hakim came inside, but nothing doing. Quentin Cheng on the right of that back three once more. Nicely done. Sergio Aguero cushions it out to the defender, but that's asking too much of him. Very important challenge there from Sergio Aguero, but in the end it was a little bit too forceful. And of course, the player who put so much work in that first half was Mukari Ajmal, who popped up all over the pitch. And it looks very much now as if this rejig has just asked Sergio Aguero to do something a little bit similar, dropping deeper. Lee Tuck looks at the moment to the furthermost forward focal point of this attack. Faisal Halim to his left, and Shami Iswan to his right. Well, there's a little bit of joy there for Ekamai. Works it out to the right-hand side. The only time we've seen him win a challenge of any great note against his immediate markers. But unable to make anything happen. And that's really been the story of the game so far for Laos, and the scraps they've had in terms of possession. And when they have got the ball forward, they've really been snuffed out almost instantaneously by this Malaysian defence. Lee Tuck looking to work around the outside, but there's no way you go past the player with his leg wrapped around you, as was the case there from Sukhofon. That's nicely done, and there comes the Laos captain, just tidy as ever, just works it out to the right-hand side. So it just looks as if the home side are just trying to bed into this reworked formation that coach Kim Pangon has put out for the second half. Brendan Gan there, loving every minute of being involved in this tournament. Of course, his story has been well told. The 34-year-old having battled cancer, and it's a remarkable story. It's a fantastic story and a great character. As we see a shot, and a very, very optimistic one, sailing well wide. And that's really a measure maybe of the frustration that Ekamai is feeling, and that he's been asked to do a very thankless task up there. Getting involved in a few physical battles, challenging defenders when he can and engaging, but really nothing in terms of quality delivery into him. So he's having to try and make it all for himself, including really implausible shots from range like that. Again, to the left they go. Cushioned with the chest from Nur Hakim. Faisal takes over. Between the two of them, though, they're unable to make anything happen. This time, at least. Well, there they are. Big-time football back at Bukit Jalil. International football back here, and they're really enjoying their outing. One or two of the crowds early on in the tournament could have been stronger, but we saw great support in the Gelora Bung Karno in Jakarta for Indonesia last night, as they battled, as it turned out, for their victory against Cambodia, of course being in the other group. And this one here is seeing a really good outing for these Malaysia fans who turned up. They're a tremendous voice. You've been hearing them throughout this game so far, and they've got plenty to sing about. The team's putting a bit of a show on here. They're playing on the front foot. And here they go once again through Nur Hakim. He gives and goes out to the left-hand side. Plenty of space on the right once more from Shami Iswan. And the ball comes in now. Lee Tuck was one of the intended targets, but for one reason or another, largely to do with the playing surface, I think, is what Shami Iswan's saying there. The delivery wasn't forthcoming. How about that? The songs they sing. And the scarves being waved. Takes you back a little bit to a tournament that we all saw in Qatar not long ago, and in particular those Argentina fans who kept up the noise, who kept the scarves waving, and had plenty to celebrate, as it turned out. We're going to see something similar for Malaysia. A long way to go in this tournament just yet, but you couldn't have made a better start, winning their opener, leading in their second match. Bedding players in, old and new, as this completely reworked Malaysia national team looks to deliver something for those fans of theirs and those who are watching with interest all over the world, as this tournament really has captured the attention at the end of the year. It's turning into a wonderful fixture, just of course because of the pandemic and the fact that we saw that centralised one-venue tournament last year staged by Singapore. Now we find ourselves for the second successive December into January with top-quality Southeast Asian football to watch. And it's an absolute pleasure to be bringing it to you, as this tournament hasn't disappointed. One of the beauties of this tournament, of course, is that by and large the teams are well matched. Maybe you'd argue the likes of Laos just find it a little bit hard to step up to this level. But realistically, you're always looking at 6 or 7 teams who would be thinking they can make it out of the group stage and make it through. Malaysia will, of course, want to do so. It stung last time out in Singapore that they were dumped out at the group stage, and now they've given themselves every chance, and who knows, maybe the expense of their great cross-causeway rival Singapore, to go further in this competition. Just a little bit of treatment on the side there for the number 7, Anuson, who's been a peripheral figure in this game, it must be said, popped up on the right-hand side a couple of times, but otherwise has struggled to get involved. So, nice piece of defensive work there from Shami Izwan up against 2 white-shirted Laotian players. He came away with the ball for his side. And he's been a willing runner. The only criticism, if there is to be any, of Shami Izwan, is we haven't seen any meaningful delivery from the right-hand side from him just yet. Here's Brendan Gan. This is as far forward as we've seen him in some time. Now, a bit of room for Noor Hakim. Is he going to get a crossing, or does he go to the byline? He tries the latter, and in the end, settles for a corner. He really has been a fantastic outlet down that left-hand side. Now, with the introduction of Lee Tuck, it's an opportunity to try something a little bit different. The 34-year-old is going to be swinging this one in from the right. Curls it in, keeper stays. And it was Brendan Gan who was in there challenging, but was he challenging a bit forcefully? No foul, and it's gone out off the defender for a second consecutive corner for Malaysia. It was great defending, as it turns out. He's under real pressure there. And it was Fatana, the substitute, who did a fantastic job, but only at the expense of another corner, which Safawi is going to be slinging in with that left foot. Whips it in. Good shape. Oh, and it was Rowley in there. He says he was pushed. But in the end, not for the first time, the midfielder found himself in a position of promise, but just the bounce didn't go his way there. Just wonder if he might have done better, actually. Gets ahead on it, but can't direct it. And he claims it was the push that just meant he got no control whatsoever over that header. So, no harm done this time out. Consecutive corners from Malaysia repelled. And now Laos once more look to get going on the front foot themselves. But that's the man who was just involved in the opposition box, slowly heading the ball forward. Opportunity now for Malaysia, but Lee Tuck can't get on the end. Good challenge. Here is Lee Tuck. Tidy as ever. Sergio Aguero in that deeper role now that he's playing in. This is good. Now this has to be good. And it is. Better. Tuck with the shot. Couldn't really get any meaningful contact. The ball was slightly behind him. And for the first time, Shami Izwan delivering something that could be attacked. Here's an opportunity because there's space down the left-hand side. Fazli. Was he offside? Yeah, just straight offside did the left-sided defender, Fazli Maslan. Comfortably so. And before that, of course, it was the opposite side of the pitch that for once provided a meaningful opportunity. And it was a kind of half chance, really. The ball maybe just in behind Lee Tuck there, who couldn't get any kind of substantial strike on it. As the frustration's beginning to show now, as Gadak and company know they need to get forward against Kim Panggon's Malaysian side, who will feel that they need the insurance of the second goal if they can get it. That's maybe not the right decision, to be honest with you, and you have some sympathy there with Sukhabon, as Rowley just took a heavy touch, and in the end looked as if he might have put the ball out. But play goes on. Sergio Aguero, number 19, swinging it out wide once more. Shami Izwan gets into a position where he can cross. Can he get this one? Keeps it in. Can't beat the first man. Once again there, you see that lightweight figure of Anuson just crowded out, really, as he has toiled in vain, really, on the left-hand side. Now, It's the game's only goal scorer so far, Sergio Aguero. Oh, nicely done. Quality there from Sukafon. And for the first time, oh, he looked up and had opportunities and then really got it all wrong with the pass. Acknowledges that it should have been, could have been so much better for Ekamai. It's the captain's lot. They need something to come from the man with the armband, really, if they're to get anything out of this game now. Tuck shows again, he just drifts into those spaces just between the lines and so difficult to pick up. Takes it quickly, plays allowed to go on. Nur Hakim, he wants it back from Faisal Halim, but he might shoot, which he does. And in the end, it very nearly broke to any one of 3 Malaysia players. Lovely turn from Ekamai, but he's got no one, 0 players in support. Decides to do it on his own. Commits a foul, but play goes on. And indeed it goes on, because there's Sukafon who's going to shoot from range, looking to chip the goalkeeper, who for the first time, by my reckoning in this game, almost has a save to make. Rahad Yazli there. There's a player down injured, and the crowd aren't at all happy about this. Might have been something to do with that little run from Ekamai earlier on. And it's Shami Iswan who's down. That was the challenge. And he just went down heavily, clutching away at that right leg. Well, he's not giving anything away there, although there's far more animation, maybe not surprisingly, shown by Michael Weiss. Laos' German coach knows that his team is still in this. We're at the hour mark, they trail by just the 1, but haven't really shown any signs whatsoever that they're able to conjure up even 1 goal of their own thus far. A welcome break, as it were, that injury for Shami Iswan, who's put a lot of work in over the last 15 minutes. The thumb goes up from the trainer. Okay to continue. And that's good news for Malaysia, because he's come into the game and he's offered a new dimension to their attacking play down the right-hand side. Another double change to be made by Michael Weiss and Laos here. We'll get to that in just a moment, as they're waiting for a break in play. Malaysia not in any hurry to make that happen. They, of course, want to get their player back on the pitch. Shami Iswan is waiting for the opportunity to rejoin the game, the contest, which he does. Now that breaks for David Rowley in midfield. Faisal Halim needs the ball under control, gets it to Lee Tuck, he wants it back, and between the two of them, unable to conjure up anything there. Back challenging once again, nothing wrong at all there with Shami Iswan. He's pulled up nicely, and it's an opportunity now for that double change to be made. 11 and 9 arriving on the scene, and that will be Supachan, number 11, and he's going to be joined very soon by Suvani Kaidabon. Shoni it is who makes way. He's put a lot of work in, the number 15. A lot of work off the ball, it has to be said. Hasn't really been able to impact the game in an attacking sense. And the other change, of course, sees the arrival of much-needed firepower up top. Brendan Gann then, he just went down as the substitute backed into him, and as he did back into him, it just led to an awful landing, a difficult, uncomfortable fall for him. So for maybe the first time really in maybe 45 minutes or so, I would say, just a bit of work there for Rahad Yazli to do in terms of lining up a wall and thinking a bit about the quality or otherwise that might come in, as Anuson is over this one. Number 7 for Laos. Anuson chips it in, no harm done. Keeper comes and gathers, and That's another opportunity, really, or a half opportunity to create something squandered by the visitors to Kuala Lumpur. Spin there from Faisal Halim, but unable to make anything happen. And then just a quick chase back and a little bit of tidying up from Fazli Mazlan, who's been solid in this left-hand defensive position. Across the line they go. A little injection of urgency from Deveroli here, as Malaysia still seek that second goal, seek to add to Sergio Aguero's first half strike. Rolling once again, occupying that centre circle as he's done, really just dictating the tempo at times. And there's Safawi's ball. Oh, the vision was great! And there's the finish they wanted. It's Faisal Halim, picked out beautifully. He drifts in. It's 2 in 2 matches for the number 7, and that's what they wanted. A moment of real quality from Malaysia there. Maybe only he could deliver this. The vision, the execution, and then the finish was perfect from the number 7, who's playing on confidence right now. Absolutely flying is Faisal Halim. That's a beautiful finish, by the way. Beautiful little finish. Just cushioned it into the corner, gave the goalkeeper no chance whatsoever. And that is what Malaysia had been looking for. And that is what you get when you have a player of the calibre of Safawi Rashid in your side. And that, based on what we've seen so far, makes it a very, very tall order for Laos now. They've hardly looked like scoring 1, let alone 2 goals to get anything out of this contest. The question is, do Malaysia go on in search of more? We'll find out soon enough. That really had been coming, it must be said. They've asked the questions, they've created the chances, but it took something a little bit special there. The quality of the run, the vision to pick out Faisal, and then, of course, that lovely little cushioned header finish. Beautiful football. Well, they've got the tails up now, have Malaysia, as they look to work down that right-hand side once again. Nicely done, Sergio Aguero. He wants to get in on the act. Turn here again from Faisal Halim. He's so elusive. He's still going. Almost tried to get past 4 defenders there and make something happen. And again, he'll just tidy up. Does enough. Fazli continues, and he'll carry on his run here. It's going to be Nur Hakim taking over. Chips the ball in, edge of the area. They're all over the place defensively. Shami Izwan goes down under the challenge. Nothing doing, says the referee. The crowd begs to differ. Let's have another little look here. He's a lightweight player, really, is Anuson, and just leaned in a bit there. A confirmation of that change. It was Ekamai, the hard-working number 20, who's been replaced by the number 9 up top for Laos. But once again, it's really a thankless task, because you can see Suvani is going to be working pretty much on his own. A little bit of support at times from Supana, but they need to commit a few more players forward if they're going to have any chance of getting anything out of this game. It's a very conservative effort so far from Laos, and once again you see that back 4 just dropping back. Nur Hakim, lovely ball in, and there's the goal, and guess who scores it? Faisal Halim. You can't stop this man. You cannot stop him. He goes for the Cristiano Ronaldo, and why not? Oh, what a delicious ball for the second time in the space of minutes. Sublime delivery and a sumptuous finish. Nur Hakim with a ball that was just placed to perfection, and this man rises and scores his 3rd goal of this tournament. Just sit back and admire this. Absolutely beautiful stuff there. That's what the crowds come to see, and they are being richly entertained here at Bukit Jalil. in large part by this man who is loving this tournament. 3-0 the scoreline. That looks a little bit more representative of what we've seen in this match so far. And it's a dream start to the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022 for Malaysia. Just what they wanted. There are stern challenges ahead of them. We know that, given the formation of this group. But they couldn't have asked for a better start. Sergio Aguero, good strength. Once again, wins the foul. So hard to knock him off the ball. And now he has to be careful. Arms being thrown around there. And a little bit of frustration creeping into this game from Laos, obviously. We can see another one getting away from them. And again, here's Kim. What's he got up his sleeve? He's got him behind his man. Is there more danger now? To the byline. Back it comes. Couldn't pick out Lita. He's loving life at the moment. Is Noor Hakim, who's just running riot down the left-hand side. Smile on the face. Lee Tuck wants to keep this going in front of those Malaysia fans who are craving another goal. Is there another one? Oh my goodness, it was Brendan Gann with a header this time, and Laos must be fearing another 6 goals going past them if they're not careful here tonight. Brendan Gann will look back on that one and just wonder if he might have done a little bit more. It's going away from goal. Difficult to get more power than that really on the header. And maybe that was just about as good as he could have hoped for in the circumstances. What now for Laos? Very difficult to know how they approach this one. It's a game that's gone. It's beyond retrieving. But they can at the very least try and build something here, get a goal out of this one. They've got players wide, left and right, but instead it's going to be a long-range shot, the least likely option, it has to be said, taken by Sukapon there, and his teammates entitled to be frustrated as they had options wide for him there. Well, the hero leaves the fray, and listen to that ovation for Faisal Halim, who leaves with 2 more goals to his name, and congratulations from his coach. There was the first, beautifully cushioned in, and then of course the second came his way, and the sumptuous delivery from the left-hand side just begged him to head it home, which he did, and he did perfectly. So another change made by Kim Pangong. Well, he might. Opportunity now, really, to do whatever he wants with this game. Have a look at 1 or 2 players. Trying a little bit of a trick there was Safawi. He got caught as he did so. And Anafon's not too happy with that, but here's an opportunity from the right-hand side once again. Quality wasn't great. Was there a handball? Is this going to stand? Don't think Lee Tuck's going to get that goal. Just looked as if there was a hand, and a deliberate one. The hand of Tuck, I think, there, and quite rightly the referee decides if that was intentional, it's a yellow card. Crowd still trying to make sense of it. As we see this, it was quickly taken, quick thinking. Ball came in. Just see there, he got his hand up, and I think he knows that that was never going to be the goal he's been craving for Malaysia's national team. The crowd went up. Yeah, there you go. That's the replay. That's the one that demonstrates why it was no goal. Yellow card. Now, an opportunity for Lita. He's angry. He fires a shot in, and a good one too, that needed some saving. That's a great comeback from Lita, who just brushed off the yellow card, the miss, and went for goal. And now he's going to try and create something from this corner, from the right-hand side. It's all Malaysia right now as they flood forward in search of more goals. There's an opportunity. It was Rolly. Oh my goodness. goalkeeper decided to leave it. The captain thought, I'm okay. And it was a risky play, but as it is, for the first time, tall number 17 won the header, only to see it just drift wide. So another change. We've already seen AFF Broadcast just arrive on the scene for Malaysia. And now it's Puviang, who comes on to see if he can make something, spark something for his team here. And once again, Malaysia across the halfway line. Nur Hakim into the feet of the industrious Lee Tuck. He works it back down the left-hand side. It's a poor touch for once from the number 13. Well, he's down, Michael Weiss, and he had been up, he had been patrolling that technical area, trying to make things happen, but it looks as if there's a degree of resignation that's settled in once again here as Malaysia have a unshakable grasp on this game. It's a tidy piece of work there by the substitute Puviang now. But here's an opportunity for a little gallop down the right-hand side. And then again, snuffing out the fires is David Rowley there. He's going to carry on, wants the ball back on the right-hand side. Now, looks up, can he measure across? Far post, and there's a man free at the back. That man, of course, is Nur Hakim. Will just try and tidy up. Well, Safari wants it played right, doesn't get it. Instead, it goes to Fazli on the left-hand side. Nur Hakim, nice little reverse. Lee Tuck, he's onside. What's the left foot got? Well, it's the edge of the area. Here's a chance. Sergio Aguero draws a save, and he's denied his second. Ball in, Lee Tuck! Was he fouled? He's gone down under a very heavy challenge as he's shaped to try and score there, this time with the head rather than the hand. And just getting up a little bit groggily there. That's the Aguero chance. Good saves, it turned out, and in the end the defence had to be alert to the second ball. And then here was the chance for Lee Tuck. And that's a heavy challenge from behind there, coming in on him from Fatana. See it one more time, maybe. No. Well, the referee decided that it was a fair enough challenge, but Lee Tuck might have had grounds there to say that he was fouled in the area. And here they come once again. Shami Iswan's been so productive down the right-hand side. Now, Safari, what's he got this time? That left foot just lifts the ball in once again! Oh, that is brilliant! That is a sharp, sharp finish from AFF Broadcast. Lee Tuck thought it might be his, but in the end, the number 22 has only just come on. Fires that one home. Wow. It's for the scorecard getting carried away. Oh, wow. Picking up the pieces and then some. Bang, no stopping that. Malaysia really are rampant at the moment here. He recovered well because initially he didn't know where that had gone, but once he got his eyes on it, there was only one thing in his mind, and that was to absolutely rifle the ball home. First goal of the game for him, and of course of the tournament. And you do feel that there's time now for Malaysia to add to this one. 4-0 in 78 minutes. Now everything that Kim Pangon is trying here seems to be coming off. Substitutions have really injected a bit of pace and purpose into this second half. The redeployment of Sergio Aguero to a deeper role has not harmed them as a goal-scoring force. And they've scored some lovely goals. They really have. Here's another opportunity. Nur Hakim on the right foot. There's a chance for Rowley. Oh, but he might not get a better opportunity. It's as if he might just have taken a bit of a knock in trying to finish there. And you have to feel for him. He has drifted forward with purpose so many times in this game. One way or another, it hasn't quite broken for the midfielder. Got it under control well enough. Just jarred the knee, looking to put the shot in there. To keep half an eye on the number 17 there. And really, every time they come forward now, they look like scoring, Malaysia. A beleaguered Laos side here. Remember, they conceded fairly late on in the game, very late in fact, against Vietnam, who kept coming at them with quality substitutes. We're seeing a repeat of that here. And there's really nothing they can do, it's just wave after wave of attack. In the 80th minute of what's been highly entertaining, albeit very much one-sided contest here at Bukit Jalil. That's not going to faze anyone who supports Malaysia at all. They're loving what they're seeing. Safawi, with players in close attendance, does what he does and gets away out of trouble. Switch it across the back line and look to go the other way now. Nur Hakim, and he's got no one in attendance. He can do what he wants here. Is there a cross on the end of it? Yes, there is, but too close. This time, the tuck was the intended target, but just not quite enough whip. And you could forgive Nur Hakim for maybe offering a little bit of a tired delivery there, because he has been an industrious all-action contributor to this game. Time for another change. Stuart Wilkins going to get another taste of action. Here come Laos again, and how many times have we seen that under a little bit of pressure, a forced ball forward, no opportunity whatsoever afforded the attacker. And here he comes, a man who was born in Woking in England, now of course playing for Malaysia, wearing number 8, wearing it with pride as another of these new faces in this new Malaysia side arrives on the scene. So again, it's worth pointing out that this has been a tremendous exercise for Kim Pang-on in that he's been able to have a look at a number of players once again, a couple of systems. He's just tweaked things a little bit for this second half, and it's worked very nicely indeed. And here we go. One thing that's been a constant is this man, Shami Iswan, down the right-hand side, overcooking it again a little bit there, but always an outlet for them, always an opportunity down the right-hand side. And how often have we seen the ball swinging from one side to the other? No great hurry to get on with things here. Patana and Laos, for whom this has been another strength sapping and maybe even morale sapping outing. A lot of goals conceded already in this championship, and a lot for him to try and set right in their remaining 2 matches in this group. It's up to Malaysia really here to decide what they want from this remaining maybe 10 minutes or so in this game, as they look as if they fancy more goals, and why not? There he goes again down the right-hand side. Just looked as if it stopped the chest maybe of the defender there, and it's half clear to Safawi Rashid, who somehow works the ball out to the right-hand side. Shami Iswan's ball in, nicely taken. Nur Hakim, right-footed. It's not a shot, it's a pass. Lee Tuck with the hand again. This time, I think, not something that's going to anger the referee quite as much. Because this time it came up off the defender onto his hand, nothing he could do about that. In marked contrast to the slightly cheeky effort with the hand that saw the ball in the goal, but the goal disallowed quite rightly. second header for Brendan Gan just tidies things up there a little bit here. 71% possession, that won't surprise anybody. And making a nuisance of himself there is the imposing figure of Ali Faikal, who is hefty. So just to recap then, we've seen 4 goals scored so far in this game by Malaysia. The first in the first half, breaking the stalemate, was Sergio Aguero, and beautifully done by him. Now as we see Safawi, who was instrumental in one of the later goals, putting a ball in! Is there a fifth? Maybe it should have been. It was Hakimi there, who might feel that he should have added to his tally. Fired one home from inside the area already, and there he had a chance and he just glanced wide. Scorer of Malaysia's 4th goal there, Hakimi, should have done better. He got goal side of his man, just had to get some kind of contact on it that directed it goalwards, and he just glanced it wide instead. And of course, in between the goals from Sergio Aguero and that from Hakimi, we saw a brace from Faisal Halim. 2 wonderful headers from him to make it 2-0 and 3-0. Another change, and this will be just about it as far as Malaysia are concerned. As Haidal is going to be arriving on the scene. And that is the end of the outing for the inspirational Safawi Rashid, given a well-earned rest here. They're not done just yet, because the relentless Nur Hakim has just worked his way down the left-hand side, finds its way to the number 8, and he's fired it in! And that is a wonderful strike, that one from Stuart Wilkin. Doesn't he just love that? Goalkeeper got a hand to it, but there was just too much venom in the shot. And that is 5. Oh wow, he wrapped his foot around that. That is going to be one replay you're going to enjoy watching. Laid off, and it needed some finishing, and even though it was hit in the direction of the goalkeeper, he couldn't do anything about that one. Hakimi's layoff, Stuart Wilkin with real venom in the strike. He called for it, he set it perfectly, and it was just too hot for the keeper to handle. Got a hand there, but there was no stopping that one. And that is now 5 goals. And it's 11 conceded now by Laos in this tournament. Are there going to be more? First goal, well done to another one of these new faces. Look at that, he's covered in mud. He's still going strong. And Shami Iswan has just been a constant threat down that right-hand side. The work rate has been exceptional. He's not shirked any of the physical battles, and he's delivered 1 or 2 pieces of pretty meaningful delivery too. So there's an awful lot for this guy to like, Kim Pangong, but it's the nature of this tournament that you can't rest on your laurels. You can't rest at all, in fact. On to the next one you go. And this hectic schedule is such that Malaysia now have to think about the daunting prospect of travelling to Vietnam to take on a side that has designs on winning this tournament. A side that's already got off to a powerful start in this competition. But for these fans, they know that they've delivered all they could have hoped to deliver here at home at Bukit Jalil. It's been an attacking performance, albeit against a side that maybe the whipping boys of this group but you can only beat what's put in front of you, and Malaysia have done that very, very comfortably tonight, as it turns out. 4 second-half goals. Are we going to see a fifth? Well, once again, it's Hakimi. He's in a hurry. He's arrived on the scene, and he is really keen to add to his tally. And again, down the right-hand side they go. And in comes, well, a miss-hit cross this time. No major damage done. It's lovely feet. Down the left-hand side there from Anfon. And now, a rare opportunity to break down the right-hand side. Captain's armband now with Pitak, it was, who looked to carry that attack forward. And down goes the number 7, Anderson. He's a lightweight customer, but it did look as if Brandon Gann might have been just a little bit too physical there for the referee's liking. And the lights are out, and why not? It's been a fantastic showing, a fantastic outing. What better way to spend this evening in Malaysia's capital than by getting along to watch this if you are a fan of the Harimau Malaya. They have turned it on tonight. 5 alive, whatever way you want to look at this. It's been a tall order for Laos to even match things with Malaysia, but maybe they come away with some kind of consolation here. As over this one, free kick work wide, Anfon it is, and a lovely shot. Wow, how close was that? The number 7, remember, who'd won the free kick in the first place, laid off to him, and Anderson just curling that shot wide. See if we get an angle that gives us an idea of how close that came to being the consolation goal. Maybe this will do it. Goalkeeper just about beaten, and always just faded away at the death there. Now here they come once more. There is something for them in this game after all. Pitak. There's the shot, and that one again just wide of that right-hand post. And once again, Reupload Yazli, who's really been a bystander in this game for most of it, found himself for the second time in a minute scrambling to his right. No harm done, clean sheet still intact on his first outing for his national side. And we're now halfway through the 3 minutes added on at the end of this one. Fed down the left one more time. Here's Noor Hakim on to the very powerful and very hungry, it must be said, Hakimi, and they've got so many players forward now. It just needs a bit of quality delivery into the area. Is that forthcoming? It might just be. There's the header back from Rowley, looking for Lee Tuck. He couldn't get on the end of it, but it stays alive. Hakimi once again to set something up. And they'll just have to go back and work their way to the right once more, which they'll gladly do. And again, looks up, sees the opportunity there. They really have shown an appetite for goals in this second half, Malaysia. They've grabbed 4 of them, could have been more, quite frankly. Is there time, as we're into the last minute of time added on, for maybe one more? Is it going to be 6 of the best? Well, here's a chance if he can get good ball in here. Noor Hakim looks up, plays it low. Hakimi can't get on the end of it this time. Still the danger's there. Fazli this time, he looks to get a cross in. Time's ticking away, but still an opportunity here for them to make it 6. And Gann, he can go for the switch or he can play it into the area. Just chips one in, flicked on and up. And this time they gratefully get it away, Laos. Wilkin looks to come on the retrieve, which he does comfortably enough. Can he just launch another attack? Yes, he does. Lee Tuck, lovely ball here. Has Hakimi. Does he go on his own? He does. Took too long. Just took too long to open up onto the right foot. And in the end, that's the last effort of the game. And that is the last piece of defending that this beleaguered Laos side has to do, as the chance is missed. And it looked as if he could swing a left foot, that there was a better opportunity. Took too long in getting it on the right, and in the end gave the defence time to cover and come across and avoid conceding another. But as it is, it's been a fantastic showing by this Malaysia side, with Shami Iswan and company. The work rate was exceptional, and in the second half they discovered the finishing to go with the quality of everything else that they did tonight. Laos were never really in this one. It was another defensive showing from them, backs to the wall, and once again they're beaten heavily in this competition. But as I said, you can only beat what's put in front of you, and with those 5 goals tonight, the home side has done just that. Tonight then in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022 at Bukit Jalil, it's finished with a scoreline of Malaysia 5, Laos 0. So 5-0 the scoreline, and that's, you know, come the end of this group stage, could end up being highly significant. Goal difference standing at a very healthy +6 right now for Malaysia after that 1-0 victory over Myanmar. And that may just be something that they call upon, because they've got stern challenges to come in this game. In this group, rather, I should say. Games against the likes of Vietnam and, of course, their great rivals here in Singapore to come. But for now, it's a splendid start for them in front of a very, very appreciative Bukit Jalil crowd. They really have been impressive here tonight. And that means that they are going to find themselves in a very healthy position in their group, right at the top.